Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola and his fellow ranters as they sound off on the latest movies, TV, and the world of entertainment. Now, here are your ranters for the hour, Marco, Mila, Larry, and Bruno.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I am, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and let's go around the room and welcome our ranters for the evening. Hello, Larry.
Hey.
And hello, Mila.
Hey.
Yeah, we got 3 out of the 4 this evening.
We're almost here.
I know, right? This is awesome.
As Bruno might say, it's my way or the highway.
There it is. I love it. Got to fill in the blank, baby. Got to fill in the gaps, all right? So tonight on our May New podcast, we are talking about new directors and their first outings, or relatively first outings, the ones you really know them by. We're working on Mila's pick.
No,
Larry's pick.
my pick.
Coming back at you. Sorry, Mila's back again. I just got confused.
Yep.
It's Larry's pick.
my
Mila's
pick.
is next week.
Yeah.
We're not gonna spoil.
Big market tease right there.
That's right. Larry's pick, Quentin Tarantino's.
Reservoir Dogs.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Now here's the thing.
All right, Larry, hit us up. Talk to me.
Before anybody legit loses their shit.
No, the internet's a buzz right there. They're all standing on their chairs screaming
Oh yeah,
in the
but
basement.
this isn't Quentin Tarantino's first flick.
Their caps lock just went on, typing on their
Oh, yeah.
keyboards.
They're like, wait a minute, but
well, because where is it?
got this.
No, I do. I had it and then I lost it.
This is from 1992. I'll fill in the blanks.
No, I got it. So here's the thing.
Proceed.
And this is actually going to piggyback our last week's movie as well. His first original, his first movie that he did was My Best Friend's Birthday. He was the director, he was the writer, he was the producer.
Never heard of it.
I know. It was a budget of $5,000. It was a black and white. After editing, it ran for 30 minutes. Therefore, it never did anything. It didn't go out. It's considered unfinished. Okay?
It's not even a film, it's a TV episode.
Pretty much.
It's a short
and it makes
film
me
at
think
best.
of last week's, on my whole 2.5 stars that I gave Clerks.
Yeah.
If you edit that motherfucker down, it would be the same thing, and it would have been unreleasable because it would have been such a short movie. It was a very long short. I thought about this all week, as you could tell.
Who was on your crowd about it? Was it Brian or was it Mark?
But what?
Shit, now I can't remember. You don't have Facebook.
I do have Facebook.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't.
No, she just doesn't listen to our own podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can't. No, I don't know if it was Brian or Mark, but they were jumping all over me about only giving Clerks 2.5.
Yeah.
So I can't. We're gonna have to look back.
I feel like
at
that's
Whoever
a fair
it was
rating.
right.
That's fair.
Oh, wait.
Fuck off. Yeah. So also, and then Quentin
give it
Tarantino did a second movie that he was uncredited for.
That was my movie.
which was
2.5
I
stars.
know.
Wait till you see the end of this episode.
I mean, it's all right. So it's
The second movie
fine.
that he did was Past Midnight, where he
borrow one
he
from
was the
last
writer.
week.
I know he was the writer, but he was uncredited, and he was the associate producer. So this movie is the first director, writer, and that's his first big movie. So before anybody jumps all over us,
this is the movie he's known for. This is his known first movie.
This is the movie that
if
got
you
him.
ask
His
somebody,
first movie that's not a short film or is actually credited by him.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of where we're going, right? If you ask Kevin Smith what was his first movie, and somebody will automatically say Clerks. But we found out there was something else he did beforehand, right?
But that doesn't mean it was it's probably
right,
like
you
a
don't know what it
project,
is, neither do I.
not
Well, if you
really.
look at the IMDb, there is something else, I think, before. It was like a short little something that they have to credit him on. Do you know what I'm saying? But you don't know him from that. You don't know. That's not like what he touts all the time. Same thing with this, right? You don't know Quentin Tarantino from that, with how you just said. It's Reservoir Dogs. That's his first movie. That's when everybody knows him.
Yeah.
His big breakout. So that's why we're going with Reservoir Dogs today. So, from 92, so rated R, obviously.
Yeah. Oh boy.
An hour and 39-minute runtime. That's enough for me. Larry, take it away on the synopsis of Reservoir Dogs.
The synopsis.
Yes.
So basically, it's a movie about a group of guys. They are all put together to go do this diamond heist. They go in. Shit goes sour. Shit goes sideways real fucking fast.
Yes.
People are getting shot. Cops getting shot. They all meet back up at the garage. spoiler if you haven't seen it, where they all die.
We're going to spoil the shit out of this movie, so if you haven't seen it.
Where they technically all die, except for
Pink.
Mr. Pink. You know what, though? But here's the thing, though, because at the end of it, you hear the sirens, you hear gunshots. So I don't think he makes it alive either. So
I think that's kind of like the understood.
they're all dead.
But back up a little bit because you just called him Mr. Pink. Do you want to describe it?
Yes.
If you haven't seen the movie,
So if you haven't seen the movie,
they all go by a color, right? Because they don't want to give each other their real names.
They don't
know
want
each other outside of this. They're all kind of brought together, right, by someone else.
Yeah, nobody knows each other.
Yeah.
As far as the players, the main players.
Yeah.
And the main guy that puts them all together.
Kind of a Charlie's Angels situation.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So nobody knows each other. They all know the two guys that are running it, which is Nice Guy Eddie and Joe. Joe's the father. Nice Guy Eddie is the son. Nice Guy Eddie, played by Chris Penn, which has passed.
Rest in peace, Chris Penn.
Yeah. But they, everybody kind of knows them, and he brings them all together.
Only 40, died in 2006.
Yeah, there was some issues there.
Some issues.
Yeah.
He didn't enlarge heart.
He was supposed to not pass.
He was supposed to not pass that 40.
Supposed to continue on.
Yeah.
He had a big heart. He had a big heart. Well, yeah, he's very generous. No, things like a roast. It's unreal.
So yeah, they're all brought together again by Joe and Nice Guy Eddie, and you have some backstories from the main players, and so they sit there and they say, you know what, we're gonna name. Everybody has different names. We're gonna give everybody color names, so this way you can't confuse anybody with. We don't want anybody to know each other, basically. So that's where we get the color names, and and that's where we get some of our great quotes. This movie, as far as quotes, I'm not a big quote person. This movie, I was watching it, and it was like every 2 seconds I'm repeating the movie.
Yeah.
Fucking professionals.
What a fucking cast, right? You have
Harvey
Keitel plays Mr. White, right? Tim Roth, Mr. Orange. Michael Madsen, Mr. Blonde. Again, Chris Penn was Nice Guy Eddie. Steve Buscemi, one of my first introductions to him, plays Mr. Pink, right? Let's see. You have... it just goes on from there. Mr. Blue is Edward Bunker, right? Quentin Tarantino, actually, he's Mr. Brown.
He's Mr. Brown, yeah.
Right, so he's actually in the movie.
Those are your colors.
Those are your colors. I mean, it is a really
Lawrence Tierney was Joe Cabot. So he's the boss,
Stephen Wright
is the voice.
K. Billy DJ.
Yep.
He's the voice. And funny, I was just actually listening to him today on the Bill Burr podcast. He did an interview with Bill Burr on his Thursday afternoon podcast. Pretty good. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's really funny. They're really good together. Continue.
Yeah. So I mean, in a nutshell, that's what it is, right? And it comes out that Mr. Orange, played by Tim Roth, is actually an undercover cop. And the whole idea is that they wanted to do this. They got him in it. They want to take down Joe. Joe is this big, organized crime, mobster, gangster. He runs shit. So he's a big player, and they know that the cops want to get him. Mm-hmm. So they make it happen that this undercover cop is he infiltrates the group, and he gets invited into this heist. So that's why when they go for the diamonds, the alarm gets the cops are already there basically when within a minute and a half.
That's kind of when they started suspecting that one of them is a cop. Right.
Well,
how the fuck did they get here so fast?
And Steve Buscemi's character, Mr. Pink, he's the one who kind of brings that along. And, again, in the typical Quentin Tarantino fashion, this movie is fucking all over the place.
Yes.
It opens up. So if you've ever watched Pulp Fiction,
got to be paying attention.
You have to, because it starts off with they already know each other. Not know each other, but they've already been assembled.
All disjointed. All of it's disjointed. A disjointed timeline.
Yeah, this group is already...
It's not even let's start at the end and go backwards.
No.
It kind of jumps around.
No, it jumps all over the place.
I love that. I love that type of stuff.
Yeah,
when it's you got to be watching to actually get the timeline going. And the fact that you never see the heist itself.
No,
you only know about what happened in the aftermath and before it.
Talking to each other.
It's so cool.
And we all know that person you can't watch this movie with because they can't sit down and watch a fucking movie at home without getting on their phone or doing something. They come back, what happened? Shut the fuck up. You weren't here to begin with. This is one of those movies you have to sit down and watch.
I'm we're going to have to hit the rewind button a few times then.
Not happening.
No.
If you're confused now, we're going to have to restart.
We're going to have to restart this movie. Again, this movie, it is just a chock full of fucking dialogue between the players.
Right.
Right from the beginning, it starts off. They're sitting in the diner and they're talking about
indie film type of,
Right, but they start off. They're sitting at the diner and they start off with Madonna's big dick, like a virgin, and they're talking about that. And Quentin Tarantino starts it off with, I just heard that song, Like a Virgin by Madonna, and it just dawned on me like what that song's about. So they start talking about what the song is about. So that's going on this side of the table. On the other side of the table, you got Joe, Toby Wong, who's Toby? Because he's got this, and he looks over, and Harvey Keitel looks at him. Mr. Wake looks at him and goes, "What are you going on about?" He goes, "No, I just found this old address book, this old telephone book, and I got this name in it, and I can't remember who it is." So for the first 6 minutes, you got Madonna and that conversation going on this side, and then you have the whole Joe looking for Toby. And one of my favorite, again, a great line, Harvey Keitel goes, taking this book, he goes, because for the last couple of minutes, I got Madonna's big dick out of one ear, and Toby, whatever the fuck, coming out of my other ear. So that's one of the lines. When he takes Joe's book, Michael Madsen's character, Mr. Blonde, goes, "Hey Joe, you want me to shoot him?" Another great line. He returns with, "You shoot me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize." I use that to this day for any
that is such
reason.
Any
reason I can think of. Somebody's like, "Yeah, I'll kick you in the dick." I'm like, "You kick me in the dick in a dream, you better wake up and apologize." Like, where'd you get that from? Like, fucking Reservoir.
Look, if you don't know.
If you don't know. But yeah, for me, this movie, again.
You don't know, we can't be friends.
Yeah, right. And then it goes from that to Steve Buscemi's dialogue about
oh my god, the tipping! Oh,
yes.
That's such good dialogue.
Tipping.
It is.
And from the beginning, what do you mean he doesn't tip? He doesn't believe in. What do you mean you don't believe in? He said, "Let him answer for himself." So the dialogue again, it's unbelievable writers. It's the players that are involved that distribute and the way that they act through this. I mean, everybody just chews up the scene that they're in, and it's not just one over another. They all just. This is a great ensemble movie, if you will, and they all just play so well together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yep.
And then for someone that doesn't like flashbacks, I loved every single flashback that they did in this movie.
Well, the movie was possibly nothing but flashbacks, really.
I mean, intentionally, yeah.
Right.
I'm like, when wasn't it a flashback technically?
Yeah.
When they're in the garage.
The last scene, I guess.
No, when they're in the garage.
Flashing around.
Oh yeah, true.
When they're in the garage, that's the current time.
Right, everything else is just flashing around.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
happening.
the current time is when Mr. Orange is in the backseat bleeding because he got shot, right?
Yep.
And so it's that's current, and then they get to the garage. So everything that's happening in the garage is current time. Everything else is flashbacks or little
flash to other characters.
Right. It's giving you the
and never seeing Mr. Blue. Except for in one scene when he's naming them all, he's like, "You're Mr. Blue," and you go like, "Oh, that's what he looks like."
That's what he looks like. You're like, okay.
Moves on.
I don't want to be Mr. Pink. Why don't I just be Mr. Black? That's how I'll be Mr. Black.
Is there a reason that we never really talked about about Mr. Blue? Yeah, he was just a gag to go like, "Yeah, where's Mr. Blue?"
I mean, Mr. Brown.
Is he dead? Maybe he's
No, Mr. Blue got it. They said that Mr. Brown got shot in the head.
Yeah, but most of the movie they're like, "Where's Blue? Where's Blue?"
Yeah, no, I honestly, they kind of let you know that Blue got whacked. He got shot
near the end.
Right, they show what happens with Mr. Brown when they're trying to get away.
We actually see that.
We see that. So again, I mean, everybody gets shot. Everybody gets killed.
Yeah,
that was fucking
no
great.
survivors.
No survivors.
That poor cop in his ear.
That poor cop in his ear.
Oh my god, that poor cop.
Till this day, I cannot hear that song and not think of that part.
Yep.
It's that part. It's Michael Madsen.
It's very American Psycho.
Yeah.
When he's talking about hip to be square, and he's like shuffling around before he's gonna be like ice someone,
Yep.
And to bring that into my world, there was like a figure. They actually had that like back in the day. They had that figure when they did the whole like figure line for this. I think it was McFarlane or one of the toy lines did that, and they had the cop without the ear.
I remember that. I think it was at KB. I think it was working at KB Toys when that happened.
Yeah, it was long.
Yeah.
Really? It was really fucked up.
And you know what? I think that was
selling that to kids at KB Toys.
I think that was McFarlane because that's when he started coming out with his whole toy line after the Spawn stuff.
Yes.
So yeah,
It's
so it's all like the
super
real.
detailed
Yeah.
blood. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of got really crazy with the toy lines. He still is. Like,
Damn.
it's insane. His toys got really detailed and a lot of blood and shit like that you can't really. Other toy lines just weren't doing that kind of detail and blood and their stuff, and he got away with it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Still does.
Wow.
Still does. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure. That was crazy. The cop without the ear. That was awesome. Anyway, go ahead, Larry. Talk to me. When was the first time you saw this?
So, just like
Always
Clerks.
a story behind this.
Oh, of course. So just like Clerks, I saw Mallrats first. I saw Pulp Fiction first.
Okay.
And then I saw
same here, by the
Reservoir
way,
Dogs. So I saw Pulp Fiction first, and then I was talking to my buddy Sean at the time, and we had talked about it. I was like, oh my God, I love Pulp Fiction. But he's like, did you ever see Reservoir Dogs? I go, no, what the hell's that? He goes, yo, you gotta. He was like, how did you watch Pulp Fiction and not watch Reservoir Dogs? I go, easy. I watched Pulp Fiction, I didn't watch Reservoir. I don't understand. He's like, you gotta come watch it. All right, so I went to his house. So like a Friday night, it was, we all hung out, and he threw it on. So I think I was like maybe 19 or 20 when I saw this.
Yeah.
So we're talking 2000? 2001?
I think I was also 19 or 20 when I saw this.
Yeah. Yeah, but you were like...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this was more recent, but still.
This is like 2 years ago.
The timeline's murky.
Timelines.
The timeline's murky. But yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I got to the party late with Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Not for any other reason. Like, I just...
You're telling me.
It's a rough room tonight. This is Bruno. We need to balance shit out. With his sage and wisdom. So, I did. I got to the party late. I didn't... Not that I wasn't a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. It just was, again, it wasn't in my wheelhouse. So I was watching other stuff. I was just seeing other things. I had seen Pulp Fiction, I believe, but again, it really wasn't something I was like, oh, I want to go see that. I don't think I didn't see it in the movies theaters. I didn't see Reservoir Dogs in the movie theaters. Yeah, it just wasn't. Like, I saw all these things at home, on DVD or whatever. I saw Quentin Tarantino. One of the first times I actually saw him and knew who he was, oddly enough, was in Desperado, which is not his movie.
Interesting.
But like, he's in the movie with the sequel to El Mariachi.
No, I know.
With Antonio Banderas. He comes into the bar and he ends up getting shot.
Oh my God! Yeah. Sorry.
He comes in with another guy and they're like, I don't know. I just met this guy.
This beer tastes like piss. It's got your piss in it.
Oh, cheeks, Marin. I fucking love that. I like that series. But Desperado is still my favorite one.
I love
El Mariachi was a great
so
fucking
good.
movie,
Yeah,
man.
and again, another first. We should probably talk about that one too. That was another one on the shoestring budget.
Yeah.
Fucking shit was like done on literally on shopping carts.
Yeah,
like that was
literally.
their trolleys to
Oh my
move the
God,
camera.
yeah.
El Mariachi was a really good movie.
Yeah, huge hit.
I've seen Desperado. I don't think I've seen Mariachi.
Yeah, I saw Desperado first because it was more mainstream, and then went back and watched El Mariachi, and then watched the other ones. Was the next one that had Johnny Depp in it?
Once Upon a Time in Mexico. No.
Yeah. Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
No. Yeah.
With Johnny Depp in it. So that was a good movie too. Anyway, it was the same thing. I kind of went back. I was like, oh, Quentin Tarantino, boom, and started watching more of his movies. Saw Pulp Fiction, and then eventually I was like, you got to watch Reservoir Dogs. A friend of mine, Carrie, who was really into it, she really loved Quentin Tarantino movies. So she's like, you got to watch this Reservoir Dogs. She was huge into it. And she always called me, hey, Mr. Pink. What the fuck are you talking about? So she and I watched Reservoir Dogs together.
Mr. Pink. Why do I gotta be called Mr. Pink? Sounds way too close to be Mr. Pussy. It could be worse to be Mr. Brown. That just sounds like Mr. Shit.
So throughout the night, we're going to get random quotes from Larry.
Oh, yeah.
Listen.
No, go for it. I love it.
One of my favorite quotes actually of all movies comes from this movie. And it's, are you going to bark all day, little doggy, or are you going to bite? And it's fucking
That's a good
awesome.
line.
And it was Michael Madsen, and he's leaning on the pool. He's got the milkshake, and Harvey Keitel, fuck you, you fucking asshole. He's pointing the gun at him, and calm, cool, and collected. Michael Madsen looks at him and goes, you going to bark all day, little doggy, or are you going to bite? And he just looks at him and goes, what did you say? And he gets up and he goes, I said, and he says it again. I was like, oh. Again,
That's cold. That's so good.
That's good. I like that.
And again, this whole movie was for me at least. It was like that.
Yeah.
There was
just testosterone for an hour and 39 minutes.
It really was.
Yeah.
It was straight testosterone.
Well, that's a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
It's just testosterone for however long it goes, and
Yeah.
you go like, that was so awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I think the first Tarantino movie I ever watched was Inglourious Bastards.
Oh wow!
That's
Yeah.
deep into the
What a-
career.
Yeah,
Wow.
I just like, I was on Netflix and I was scrolling and I saw like a clip of it somewhere and I was like, I could watch that, you know, and I like find it on Netflix, I pop it on and then I'm like, oh, I gotta find more of these. And then I kind of like went down a little bit of a rabbit hole and now I'm like he's one of my favorite directors because I know what I'm getting into when I'm watching a Tarantino film.
Yeah.
And I got to see like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in theaters. Because I dragged my sister to it. I was like, we're watching this.
Oh yeah.
We're watching
How
this
was it? I
right
never
now.
got to see it.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. It was really good. It was Tarantino. It wasn't like one of the best, but it was funny. A little, you know, and edged around, you know, controversy and other things as it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw this movie. I walked to a used bookstore near me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let's get a DVD of this. So I was perusing around. Well, not of this. I was just kind of looking around and I was like, oh, Reservoir Dogs. I heard that that's a Tarantino film. And I think I'll buy it. So I bought it and I brought it home and I popped it into my computer, watched it, enjoyed it. Very good.
No, I'm guessing it wasn't that expensive, right?
No,
Because I was
very
thinking,
cheap.
because I'm looking at
used.
it going, it was used. Because I'm going, that takes balls to just go, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this movie. Never watch it a day in your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
You literally bought it because somebody said, hey, Reservoir Dogs was good. You remember that? And you're like, that's a Quentin movie. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Did you ever see 4 Rooms?
Oh,
No, I still haven't seen 4 Rooms.
Fucking
I still
love
haven't
that
seen it.
movie.
I still haven't
4
seen
Rooms
it.
is so
that
wild.
is crazy. I love
That's
that
another
movie.
really. That's a fun.
That's
fun
a must-watch
movie.
Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yeah,
for.
that's a
I don't know
fun-
how
that's
I
a
haven't
fun
seen
one.
4 Rooms
I
yet
like
still.
4 Rooms
Yeah.
a lot.
And Mila's list gets 1 dot longer.
Oh yeah, always. Oh
One
my
day
god.
she'll actually go through that list.
Yeah, no, I'm always going through it, but sometimes I hit a show or something, so I'm like, we gonna take a minute on
You gotta
this
take a
one.
minute on the
I
show,
always
so-
watch at least one season of a recommended show
So we're gonna have to do
before
like
I
a whole
drop it.
year on the podcast of just Mila movies, like Mila shit she's never seen.
Yeah. What part of the list I'm on
2025.
now?
Mila's list of
I
shit
know,
she's
right?
never seen.
Dun, 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 dun.
52 weeks of years shit Mila's never seen.
Yeah.
Gonna chew through Mila's list.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to
awesome.
like eat at the ends of it, you know, but there's a lot. I think from one podcast alone, I think I filled up a whole page of movies alone,
yeah.
and I was like, well, yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there eventually.
Eventually. So my question for you guys is: during this movie, what, if there was any, what part made you go, "What the fuck just happened"?
I mean, really, can you pinpoint it? I mean, yes, you probably can. Fuck, that's really hard in this movie.
I know.
Yeah,
Really?
That's why. So the reason why I'm asking is because last night, you know, watching this, and I've watched this movie literally like so many times, but it has been a little minute since I watched it. So as I'm watching it, and I remember this particular part, I remember the feeling I had the first time I watched it, and it's right at the beginning of the movie. You're walking, you know, the movie starts, you got the diner, and you're getting kind of an idea of what this is
Does
about.
love his diner scenes, doesn't he?
Fucking
Oh,
he
yeah.
does.
Does love his diner scenes.
what would it be?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's there and everybody's there, and then all of a sudden you hear Stevie Ray, opening credits, everything's come cool collective. Boom, Mr. Orange is bleeding in the back seat.
Right.
So the first
Yep.
time I watched it, I went, what the fuck just happened?
I must have missed something.
Because again, this is a Quentin Tarantino, this is his first movie, so he does a lot of all
Take
around.
the tape back to Blockbuster. Something fucked up.
Something fucked up in the middle here. I don't know what happened. They were eating, credits, the guy's dying in the back seat. And that was, for me, that was my first, like, what the fuck just happened? And that's kind of what made me go, this movie's going to be wild. What's going on
yeah.
here? So
I don't know. I feel like that's it, you know, because then from there you're like, okay,
I mean, they're gonna hit us with
we're
that.
kind of in on it.
Right
you
after
know?
the credits, they're gonna hit us with a guy bleeding in the back seat with no explanation. What else can they throw at us?
Yeah.
That's gonna confuse us even more than a diner scene to a guy bleeding in the back seat with no explanation.
Screaming bloody murder, you know.
You're going to be all right. Say it with me. You're going to be okay. Fucking Larry, I'm fucking dying.
I love the chemistry between those two. That was so good.
And
Between
you know
orange
what?
and white.
The chemistry that you see between them during the movie makes the end of this movie that much more heartfelt.
Yeah.
Right? Because, you know, they're there and everybody's got their guns drawn on each other. And Harvey Keitel's like, sorry, Joe, but you got to put your gun, you know, and Harvey Keitel's character has known Joe like their entire lives. Like you see the chemistry between them, the bond between them, to the point that Chris Penn has his gun drawn on Harvey Keitel. And he goes, Larry, you drop that fucking gun, stop pointing your gun at my daddy. So they're all pointing their guns at each other.
Yeah.
And so they go, pull it, boom, 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 boom. And then it goes over to him, he's like, we're going to get out of this. He goes, Larry, I hate to tell you, I'm a cop. And you can see like just the
and he makes this anguished sound.
Yeah,
this like I can't even call it a yell.
It's like, fuck. Like, and that was, again, the chemistry between them was really good. And it carries on their relationship. The dialogue, Steve Buscemi fucking crushes.
You could just
role.
strap a microphone to him, stick him in a room, and give him like a prompt or something, and just let him go, and it'll be amazing.
He's definitely one of those actors you can watch just read the phone book, and he'd be fucking funny.
Oh
as hell.
yeah. No, I love Steve Buscemi. I get excited whenever I see him like show up in a movie. I'm like, yes.
Fuck, when he was in Armageddon.
Yes, Buscemi's in this.
He's in Armageddon. He's riding the.
Oh my god.
He's riding to get off the nuclear war.
He's always like the same character, you know, but he's exactly what I need, you know.
Yeah, he is. He's in like Wedding Singer.
Yeah.
Right? He's the fucking lunatic.
Well, he's the drunken wedding singer, like that. Like, is he like the drunk uncle type person?
Yeah.
That you don't want him to be there, but he always shows up.
Yeah.
Mr. Blonde. I want to talk about Vic Vega for a little bit.
Let's do it.
What a wacko! That's a great way to put it. Everything. He reminds me kind of like. He almost reminds me of Heath Ledger playing the Joker.
Okay.
Meaning, when you watched Heath Ledger's Joker on screen, he fucking owned it.
Yeah. He was chewing up the scenery all over.
Yeah, like you kind of don't
There's
really
nobody in that movie other
care about what's that's what made that movie, right?
Oh yeah, that's the only thing anyone remembers about this movie.
Yeah.
Now, when I see Vic Vega, his parts, and like he's going up against Harvey Keitel. Nobody really knows who Michael Madsen is at this point, right? Maybe he's done a couple movies. I'm not really sure, but again, it's in '92. It's a young Michael Madsen. Nobody really knows him. Harvey Keitel, he's been in some shit at this point. He's an older actor.
Yeah.
And they're sharing screen, and everything that he does, it just worked. Like it gives you that essence of what Vic Vega, aka Mr. Blonde, what that character was really all about. I mean, again, they all owned their own roles, absolutely hands down. But just for me, Michael Madsen's character was my favorite character in this whole fucking movie, just because he was such a fucking psychopath, but he was so even keeled the whole time. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't go crazy. He's just like, hey.
He just, especially when you like hear about all these like, he just started executing people. She had to be 20,
bang,
you know.
bang.
But then after hearing all these like horror stories, he just strolls in with sunglasses and a shake.
Yeah,
you know.
shaking fries.
And you're like, this is the guy.
Yep.
That like made everything go haywire. Then the cops showed up.
I mean, when his line when Harvey Keitel's like, and he's going crazy, to shooting everybody, and his line was, well, if they didn't do what I told them not to do, then I'll still be alive. And that was just like the delivery. And it was like, he's got a great fucking point. I mean, yeah. If they
he's just like sitting up on that thing.
Yeah, he was just chilling. He was like, if they didn't do what I told them not to do, they'd still be alive. It's kind of part of the job. It's like, all right, whatever. Victim of circumstance. Should have just fucking listened. All right, cool.
Damn.
But yeah, that's just like his character though. For me was.
So is he your favorite character in the movie?
Yeah. Mr. Blonde's my favorite character. I mean,
that's reasonable.
But you can't say that. You know, the other ones don't hold water because
No.
Absolutely
not. No. Everybody's just.
I always
one bit
but
of
you
wonderful or
couldn't-
another.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They're all like when they're in their part and they're in their scene, they're all just chewing it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They all shine. There isn't like a weak link, if you will. There's no weak links in this movie whatsoever.
Oh, no way.
I'm a big Tim Roth fan. So, for me, it's him.
Yeah.
It's his
and he was awesome in this, too.
Yeah, he killed it, too.
Fucking funny as shit in the 4 Rooms. He didn't even say a word.
Doesn't say a word.
But it's kind of like that Jerry Lewis, like,
The bellhop.
Where he doesn't say anything. But he's fucking funny the whole time. You have to see that.
When he walks into Bruce Willis room, chops the finger, takes the money, and walks right out.
Yep, just nonchalant, just like, yep, this is the day. I'm in this room now. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, Mila, you definitely have to watch 4 Rooms. That's a great movie.
No, I'm just looking at where it's free to watch.
Yeah, now I want to watch it tonight.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. I gotta move this up. Yeah. I gotta watch this soon.
Antonio Banderas is in it.
Oh,
Madonna.
this is such a good cast.
Like, one room with like witches and there's it's crazy.
So that's basically it's a different story in it's a hotel room New Year's Eve.
Oh, got you.
So there's 4
rooms that we're focusing on,
and it's every room has a different fucking story.
Dead hooker, Jesus Christ, it's just amazing.
Little kid smoking, gets slapped on the face, cigarette goes out, catches the button on fire, flambe, fucking hilarious.
And Tim Ross is the
I'll have to see this.
Yeah, definitely. What was your favorite character, if Eddie?
It's definitely Mr. Orange.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, you just said that.
Yeah,
Mila.
Ooh.
I mean, in Steve Buscemi's, it's just a right behind. He's right behind there.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it depends. Like sometimes I'm in the mood. Like he goes above. Mr. Pink goes above. You know what I mean? Like it just depends.
Yeah, I think since all of these are taken, I'll just put Pink. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a fair top 3.
Yeah.
You know. But the thing is, I'm like, it's tough because I would say these two too, but like
These all have the shining
Pink is
moments.
also
they all have the shining quotes. They all have the shining like, fuck, that's badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, the tipping scene, things like that. Like they all have the shining badass moments.
Right.
Like that's fucking awesome.
When Tim Roth shoots Michael Madsen, or when Mr. Orange shoots.
Oh my God, that was such a good.
Great fucking.
When he's like about to light the guy on fire alive,
and he's going, boom, boom, boom. Are you all done? Are you all done? All right, good. And he goes to throw the matches. Boom, 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 boom. And he gets fucking lit.
And then it shows over to Tim Roth with the gun pointed at it. And I'm like, oh,
he drops his
shit.
He emptied the rest of his clip. I'm like, but here's another great part, right? All that buildup, and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then they come walking back into the garage, and Chris Penn's like, what the fuck just happened? And Tim Roth obviously doesn't realize the bond that, the background between Blonde and.
He just thinks he's a psycho.
Yeah, he's like, this guy, he goes, that guy, you mean this cop? He's gonna kill this cop? This cop? And he just goes, yeah, bang, that fucking cop. He goes, you mean to tell me that the guy that just did 4 years that could have ratted on my father? He was gonna kill all of us and run away with the diamonds, and I was like, oh. At that moment, Tim Roth was like, oh, Mr. Orange was like, oh, I fucked up. Should have thought of a different line. Yeah, but again, it was like that whole build up.
Should have just stopped it. I shot him because I didn't want the cop to get like roasted alive or something, something like that. But he just kept talking, and you're like, no,
you don't know, like
you're giving it away. Man.
Yeah. We're just staring at Larry drinking water.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Or like,
it makes for interesting podcasting.
When he cuts off the cop's ear.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And he goes, can you hear me?
Jesus. And then you're like.
I mean, it's just.
Flicks it over and you hear the wet smack on the ground. You're like,
yeah. He just fucks it off. Like, whatever. Oh, man.
But it's just like, it's twisted. Like, the movie's just fucking twisted, but you just can't help but watch it.
Yeah.
It's like one of those train wrecks, but like in a good way. It's not a bad train wreck. It's an incredible train wreck you have to watch. Oh my God, they did that. And then they do this. And then it goes to this. You're like, shit, it doesn't stop. And it is pretty nonstop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it is. There's not a lot of dull moments.
Yeah, there's not a lot of downtime.
There are a couple though.
Not like a lot. Even the dialogue scenes, I don't feel like are.
Yeah.
So
dull or like.
Right. So I think that the quote unquote down scenes, it's like when they had the flashback when we finally find out that Tim Roth is actually a cop.
Right.
When he's talking with his buddy in the restaurant.
It's still like a tense.
Right, but there's
moment.
Right, but
you're still on edge.
Right, but they're still talking, and he's like, give him the commode story. What's the commode story? And then he breaks down the commode story.
Yeah.
that was...
It's memorizing it, rehearsing
Knowing the
it, and
story.
performing, you know?
And then when he's telling the story, he's like, I walk in, 4 cops with a German Shepherd, and I'm fucking looking at him, and they're looking at me.
Dog's barking.
And the dog's barking. I know, man, this dog, he's just barking at me. He knows what I got, and he just wants me. And I'm watching, and I remember again, the first time I watched this, I was like, this is such a good movie.
But if you look at back, like, let's say, compared to, like, let's say, Clerks, like, up on the roof playing hockey is kind of like they're playing hockey. It's not like an exciting, edge of your seat scene. It's not like, this is really.
It's not a lot in that movie.
It's not like, well, there's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of, like, great one-on-one interactions, things they're talking about, like, that's fucking cool. That's not one of them. Like, okay, they're playing hockey.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, this is kind of just a way to pass the time scene.
Yeah.
None of that in this movie. There's no fat on this movie.
There's not.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
None to trim.
Nope.
What? I'm sorry, I just had to look up. So Clerks came out in 94. This came out in 92.
Yep.
I didn't know Clerks came out in like the 90s. I don't know. It gave off like 2004, 2003 vibes. Something like that. Huh. Interesting. Peculiar.
Do you have a favorite Tarantino movie, or is this it for you?
Favorite
me?
Tarantino movie?
Yep.
No.
What's your favorite?
Ooh. I think probably Django Unchained.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I've never seen that.
I have yet to see that.
You guys haven't seen
No,
Django
man.
Unchained? Come
God
on!
damn it, I got to start a list.
Get on the train! It's such an awesome fucking movie.
And I've heard nothing. I've watched pretty much all of Quentin Tarantino's movies. For whatever reason, I haven't watched that one. And
Can't
I don't
believe
know
you
why.
haven't seen it.
I know.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
It's got so much to it. It's so good. Oh,
I don't know about that, Mila. Just kidding.
you haven't seen it. You can't say anything about it.
I'm just looking around.
No, for me, this was the
Although
best.
it doesn't look like there might be another one.
Another one? What?
The Django Unchained.
Well, yeah, because that was a one-off movie.
Well, first of all, he's not really one to make sequels. Although he did.
Well, that was never gonna have a sequel.
Yeah, and I know. I think he's done with 10 movies. I was reading something about he only won.
Wait, what?
He's got one more coming out.
One more what coming out?
One more movie.
Yeah.
One more.
So how many movies does that make? 11?
I don't know. No, the reason I'm saying that is Jamie Foxx is in the hospital.
Oh yeah, he's
And
like on the ropes,
Doesn't
isn't
look
he?
good.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, Jamie Foxx
He's
is
in
like.
the hospital right now, and it doesn't look good. Like they're literally bringing the family around.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I just read that today. Like they thought it was getting better.
What happened?
It's
It's
been.
this mysterious illness.
Yeah, they won't release what happened
Yes,
because they're keeping it close.
Going on, and literally, like I saw today, like CNN, whatever, it pumped in with like literally they're bringing the family around just in case.
Yeah, yeah, no, literally,
shit.
there's quotes in the news going like, "It's not looking good,"
Yeah. So,
and they have to be
hopefully,
prepared for anything.
Like fingers crossed, everything fucking crossed. Pray to God.
And
whoever
I-
prayed to.
I know. Oh
Hopefully
man.
hopefully
Jamie
it
Foxx
turns-
it would be such a loss. Oh my
fucking
god.
A.
Hell yeah.
I hope. I mean, I hate to talk about it, but I hope he pulls through.
I really,
hope
God.
everything goes okay. So love out to Jamie Foxx, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully he pulls through and everything goes okay. But
It's
does
so
not look good,
sudden.
unfortunately. So yeah. So once again, I bring the podcast to a slow, screeching halt with the downer,
Yeah,
as I did last week.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, once I saw you pull up Django Unchained and I saw like Jamie Foxx in the front, I was like,
he's gonna do
yeah,
it. He's gonna fucking
not
do
doing
it.
good. Huh.
Entertainment downers.
Fucking, that's how you do too.
You know my favorite game.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
my grandmother's favorite game. Guess who died?
Guess who died? Guess who died?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I've been seeing the updates
Yeah.
every once in a while, and there's like they like do not update. They're keeping it
not
super
good.
super close. Other
Super,
than like
super
it's
close.
getting
It's
worse, and you go,
No,
wow.
I know. I saw that. At one point, I thought it was getting better. I thought he was getting. a
Yeah,
little
I thought
better.
it was like something like a stroke or something.
Yeah, I thought at some point they were like, "Oh yeah, he's getting stronger. He's getting stronger. Looks like we might be getting a little bit out of the woods here." And then I saw today, like, "Yeah, they're bringing the family around just in case." Fuck, that took a turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, hopefully it turns for the better. Let's keep our fingers.
Yeah.
I know, right?
All right, let's bring it back around, gang.
Yeah, let's do this.
At minute 40, let's bring it back around.
I know, right? This is.
You haven't
this
told me your
is-
favorite Tarantino movie.
No, it's this.
Is it? Okay.
Oh yeah, it's
All right.
This?
So, all right. So I was thinking about this too. This is one of those movies that, when you ask me about it, how is it? For me, I'm like, oh, top five movies. But I feel like people do that. Just people in general, they do that a lot. That if you actually like look at your quote unquote top 5, you get like 10, and you're like, oh shit. This one is 100% one of my top 5, without a fucking doubt. And
now I have to know
what my top 5 are.
No, just where in the top 5? What is it? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, now you're putting him on the spot. Now he's gonna
Three?
think. Now he's gonna.
There you go, 3.
Either three or 4.
That wasn't a hard spot.
So
That's fair, that's
it's
fair.
not because I have to think about one of my other movies that's also my top 5. And is it an actual top 5 or is it just outside my top 5? Which is Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
Pulp Fiction is a fucking great movie. And again, it was the first one of the Quentin Tarantino's that I saw. But where I place them is one in front of the other, and where is it placed? And I almost want to say it's either that's like 3 and 4 or 4 and 5 is those 2 movies. Because one of my other top 5s is Matrix.
Ooh.
That's
Matrix is really good.
Yeah, that's a movie that I could probably good move. Yeah.
She's a pro, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. That's Matrix is like 1 or 2 for me.
Did you fucking throw it?
Yeah,
think
no,
so.
it's just like in the middle of the table. It's like over there. I'm not bothering.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Matrix is like either like 1 or 2, and then Godfather takes the other spot, and then Goodfellas.
Wow. Interesting list.
I'm gonna have to rewatch Godfathers or something. I don't know. The first time I watched it, I think it was because I just wasn't used to watching like movies of that type. But like, I'm gonna have to give it a rewatch because I don't know. I watched it the first time and I was like, man, this is definitely one of the movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is a movie I've seen.
I was like, wow, that is definitely that happened.
Great review from me. That's the movie I've seen.
That's a movie I've seen.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna have to like rewatch it or something.
I watched the shit out of that.
Man, I watched all of it.
Where does this movie for you sit, Mila? Okay, just in the Quentin Tarantino world.
Never mind.
Try that one again.
Quentin Tarantino. Seen like probably I feel like 5 of them.
Okay, that's a good number to sit with, right?
Yeah.
And I think I'd put it 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
So in every time, okay. So if you're gonna give it 3, give me 2 better movies.
Ooh. Well, for one, it was Django Unchained, which was number 1. But
That's okay. So Django's better as number 1.
Inglourious Bastard, like all of them are mostly just because there's a little bit more content that goes with it as well. Because with Reservoir Dogs, you are working with a stellar cast in stellar situations, well, not stellar for them, but stellar for me. No, but there's like more to the story in these ones,
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of rating it kind of low. Isn't because it wasn't a phenomenal movie. It's just the fact that it doesn't have as much than the other movies that I've seen.
I can say that. So that's how. So the first time I saw Inglourious Bastards, for me that was like the first like movie. It had a beginning, it had a middle, it had an end, and it ran straight through. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't like for me. I didn't feel like there was a lot of. Quentin Tarantinoism, like there wasn't the jumping around, like it didn't start on Tuesday and then we saw Wednesday and then it was Friday and then it's back to Monday.
And again, that was the first one I saw. I'll have to rewatch it again to have a fair comparison.
Yeah.
But like, who was like the main villain of that one? I can't remember his name. But he like carried the whole movie.
Yeah.
He like carried the whole
He was the same guy from Django Unchained.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my god, yeah, he is.
And I didn't even see Django Unchained, and I knew that.
I mean, yeah, it's
that same character, and actually, I think he got an Oscar for that too in Django.
Christopher Waltz.
Yeah, that dude carried.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've seen him in so many things. I love him.
Waltz, yeah,
he's so
really
good.
Well,
he's a great actor.
What about you, our fearless leader? Where does this? Huh?
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill's your favorite.
Kill Bill. I forgot that was up there.
I mean, fucking martial artist since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
It's got that spot in my
Next
heart.
question.
So it's his,
I forgot Kill Bill was up there.
to kung fu movies, and you got fucking Ranishi's head getting like the top of her head getting sliced right off.
Jesus Christ.
Like, that is a fucking.
Oh yeah, Kill Bill's up there too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I completely
It was a
forgot about
Hattori
that.
Hanzo sword. Yeah, no shit.
So for me, it's 1, 2, 3. But the 2 and 3 are like, if you sneeze, one's gonna get in front of the other.
Yeah.
And that for me was the 2 and 3 is Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill.
Yeah.
And again, it's kind of like.
And I count them as one movie because I know it's 2, but
I'm doing the same thing. I'm not like, oh, Kill Bill. No, Kill Bill.
Volume 1,
Kill
2,
Bill.
Yeah.
It's just
The saga.
The both like we get it, right?
Movie, so
Yeah. No, I was just thinking that. I was like, would it count the second one? I'm like,
It's a continued story.
One movie.
It's one long movie. Yeah.
So for me, that's the 2 and 3. But again, and for me it was the same reasons. I liked it. I loved part 1. We did an episode on that, and part 2 for me was kind of like blah. Eat a whole bag of dicks.
Yeah, we did talk about that. I don't know. I still love part 2.
Yeah,
still love
it's
part 1
good,
better, but I still love part 2.
It was enjoyable.
Part 2 was boring.
I mean, I'd say it was a little slower.
Yes.
Dude, there was 20 minutes of them fucking talking on the back porch, and she hits him with the 5-point fucking jerk me off while he
Exploding
dies.
heart technique.
Yeah, that too.
The 5-point palm exploding heart
That was
technique.
really. I was like, oh.
That is 4th degree black belt, in case you're wondering.
All right, well, I'll worry about that when I go for my 4th.
Yeah, okay, I'll have to work my way up.
That's right. You got to. Don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry. Yeah, but
get
that
there.
was like, whatever. Get out of here.
It was kind of a quick out.
Yeah. And you're like, it's so much buildup of, oh my God, we have to kill Bill. And you go, well, I didn't know you'd have to kill Bill in the,
Just fucking
3
poke him a couple of
seconds.
times.
She gave him a fucking palm heel straight to the fucking.
She poked him a couple of times. And
Like, bing, palm heel dead.
He walks away and dead.
That's the whole. You chopped off one bitch's head. Fuck off, man.
Pulled out the other girl's eye, or other eye.
Her other eye. She's running around fucking blind.
Yeah.
That was so
Still
brutal.
alive.
Still alive.
Left her
though.
writhing around like
Next one,
that.
baby.
God.
She's coming back in the next one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the next one.
Yep. Which I think is going to be all right.
Yeah.
But for me, this movie again, a lot of it was what really carried it for me. It's the dialogue between the actors. It's unbelievable writing. Really, really good writing. The actors in it were awesome, and I think everybody needs to actually thank Harvey Keitel for this movie, because if it wasn't for Harvey Keitel, this movie doesn't get made. So, as we mentioned that, I don't know if you saw this number yet.
Let's talk about the grosses. Let's go.
We're gonna do this,
Let's
right?
do the grosses.
We're gonna play the.
We're 48 minutes in. It's about time to talk about the grosses.
We're gonna talk about budget versus gross. What is a budget? Give me a number. Without looking, give me a number.
All right.
It's time for the news.
Budget versus gross. Mila, give me a budget number.
Ooh, budgets. Let's call
1992.
Oh.
You have all these actors.
Oh no, I can't remember what the budgets were for the other ones. I'd say like. Oh wait, hold up, the actors too. Hold on.
Yeah.
Calculating.
Calculate. Can you do me a favor while she's thinking? Can you bring up the budget for He-Man?
Yeah.
Either He-Man or Superman 4. One of those two. Because I love...
I don't know which one I want to do, because I don't want either one of those motherfuckers on my phone.
They will tough shit.
Womp womp.
because
Delete your history. Do it in an incognito mode.
I know, right? I love comparing budgets to those pieces of shit movies, because they actually had like real budget.
I'd say like 1 mil.
1 mil.
Or no, wait, the actors. Like 3 mil.
3 mil for the budget.
I have no sense of budget still. I have no idea. Yeah, no, I still suck at that.
Yeah, you haven't seen her paycheck.
I guess not. Speaking of paychecks.
I know what I pay her.
Yeah, what do you pay? So since you know what you pay her.
I know what I pay her.
You have a
she
number.
shouldn't have any budget.
You have a budget on He-Man or Superman 4 then?
Yeah, I budget on He-Man was estimated $22 million.
Okay, so if He-Man was $22 million.
Worldwide gross was 17, by the way. Did not quite make it back.
Change my answer.
By all means. So He-Man, budget was 22, grossed 17.
Yeah, didn't quite make
Keep
it back.
that number there.
Got it.
You want to adjust your budget, or you want to stay with it?
10 mil max.
10 mil max. What do you got?
Maximum.
Give me a budget.
1.7.
1.2 to 3 mil.
Oh, I was closer to 3.
That's questionable. the end of that. So we know it was a 1.2. There's mixed numbers on the back end because of Harvey Keitel, right? Now, 1.2 to 3 mil was the budget. What's the gross number? Give it to me.
Ooh.
What do you think this movie made? Or has made, rather.
Man, I suck at this. Let's say 75 mil.
75 mil. It's a hell of a number. What do you think?
33.
33 mil. 2.9.
Oh, that shit.
Womp womp.
So sad for Quentin.
So.
I mean, hey, it made its money back, plus a little bit extra, a couple of...
Yeah. Everyone gets a few bucks for ice cream.
Coins in the purse.
So it technically doubled its budget. It was budgeted at 1.2. It grows 2.9. Fucking He-Man made more money than this.
No.
Didn't make its money back, but it made more money than
more
this did.
money, and that's why. So that made 17 mil. So big. And so I looked this up. I was like, "There's no fucking way that this movie only did 2.9." Well, the reason why, and this is a huge part of it, is limited releases.
Sure.
Yep.
We're not going to put this on a major movie house. We're not going to put it in fucking AMC and Lowe's. We're going to put it at Kendall Square Theater. You know, where it's only going to be there for fucking 3 weeks.
Well, you're talking an independent, essentially, relatively unknown director and full of fucking vulgarity and violence.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, it's a rated R, you can't play this to little kids. He-Man is a, made for kids property. You know what I mean?
But we
kids
had...
watching that garbage, but still they did.
Damn.
Yeah. Clerks made more than this.
Yeah.
No, did it really?
Clerks made almost $4 million.
Damn.
Now, granted, their budget was $27,000, but they made almost.
That's a big
huge. They made almost $4 million. So the
well, they made their money back like a motherfucker. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, damn.
the way that this, and the reason why I bring up Harvey Keitel is, so this movie was produced by Lawrence Bender, right? The movie was put together. It was written by Quentin Tarantino. It was produced by Lawrence Bender, a friend, and Bender gave the script to his acting teacher, whose wife then gave it to Harvey Keitel. So that's how Harvey Keitel got involved. So Harvey Keitel liked it enough to sign on as a co-producer. So Tarantino and Bender would have an easier job finding funding with his assistants. They raised $1.5 million. And that's what they went with.
Wow.
So I thought that was wild because, last week we were talking about, budgets versus gross. I mean, we always do the budget versus gross, right?
Yeah.
But last week we talked about how Clerks was
kind of a thing.
Yeah, it started. I think, Bruno started it.
Yeah.
Now every week I'm like, I gotta
Especially with Superman was a big one. That's when we did our biggest, our first huge conversation about
the budget.
Man, the budget for this was too much for what it was.
Yeah, because the awful work on the CGI, like all
bad.
The special effects, I should call it.
It keeps me up at night.
It does.
I believe so. Yeah.
You mean they released this?
You released this on purpose
in a cold sweat.
So it's like we always talk about with the Kevin Smith movies, the more he got, the budget went up, and it didn't really capitalize.
The grosses did not match the increase in the budget.
I think with this, it was the complete opposite. The more he got, the more budget he had. His fucking movies have smashed.
Yeah.
To the point that it's like, I think I talked to Mila about this a while ago, about going to see particular movies specifically for the director. You don't give two fucks about what the movie is, but if you know this person is doing the movie, you're going to watch it.
Yep.
That's how I feel about Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
If I know
that's
that
the reason I saw Once Upon a Time.
That was a good movie.
Right.
Yes.
Again, the whole Quentin Tarantino universe, if you will, it is so good, and I love the fact that he uses a lot of the same.
So
people.
take Pulp Fiction. We'll get there if we ever do Pulp Fiction, but the budget was $8 million estimate. Worldwide gross was $213 million.
Well,
this is a massive jump.
That's a huge.
Pretty much like his next movie. You know what I mean?
$8 million. I mean, what?
Yes.
Absurd. In a great way.
So fun fact. John Travolta's in that movie, right?
Yes.
Do you know why he's in that movie?
feel like I
was
remember
cast
there
on
was
purpose.
a thing, but
I was not there the day they cast him.
Okay, which is fine. He was cast on purpose
I was out.
because Quentin Tarantino had a dance scene.
I was getting Dunkin' Donuts for myself.
Oh, fuck.
Pulling a you-know-who.
Wow.
Shout out to Delia.
I know if anybody's listening on Delia's side.
They do, actually.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Joe.
her brother does.
Yo!
Oh, her brother
Gavin
does?
does, yeah. Shout out
Nice.
to Gavin.
So, Quentin Tarantino had a dance scene, and he goes, I really want John Travolta to be that part. And that's why John Travolta became
Wow.
Vince Vega.
Vince Vega.
Which is a rumor, theory, fan theory. I don't know how true it is. But Vince Vega, which is from Pulp Fiction,
Yeah.
and Vic Vega, which is from Reservoir Dogs, are supposed to be brothers.
I could see
You can
that.
see that
That's
happening.
fair.
And they were
Yeah.
supposed, and
I'm alright with that.
after Pulp Fiction came
Yeah.
out, they were supposed to be a thing that they were going to do a movie with the both of them, like how they became, like how they started working for Joe,
Right.
essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Pulp Fiction, Vince Vega was off in Europe, in Amsterdam and France, a Royale with cheese.
Yeah.
With cheese.
That's a great fucking movie, man.
That
You wanna
is
talk
it's
about
so
great Quentin Tarantino?
quotable.
We'll get to
Oh my
that one
god.
eventually. We'll
get
We have to
that
get to that eventually.
Yeah.
So, continuing on our budget stream for Quentin Tarantino, the next one was 4 Rooms. That one was not as much of a success. Budget was $4 million. The worldwide was only 4.2.
Ooh.
But again, so when I was talking about the Kendall Theater, I saw that at the
was-
Kendall Theater.
Super limited.
Yeah, that's
Super limited
like
release. That was not like that was like a wicked indie.
Also, I didn't hear about it until we started
Right,
talking
like,
about it on
yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah.
I was like,
Again, my friend Carrie.
I was like, how did I
said, "You
miss
have to
one?
Watch this movie.
yeah,
I gotta catch 'em all.
super limited, super indie.
I watched that on like tape or DVD. Or like that was like the first time I ever saw it. I never even knew that was in the.
One of my best friends worked at Kendall Theater. That's actually where I saw Ghost in the Shell in the movie theaters, and he was like, "Yo, you gotta come check." I was like, "Okay, I'll be right there." Got me in for free, whatever. Again, it's only like I think it had like 5 screens in that place.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's where I saw 4 Rooms. I was like, "This movie's fucking awesome." I loved it. I saw that with my best friend Danny.
A lot of shout outs tonight. The episode of shout outs.
Yeah.
Mila, anybody else you want to shout out to?
Well, then not. Well, no, technically you shouted out Delia.
I did.
Yeah, shout out to Cece. I hope
Yeah,
you
but
got
she
home
doesn't listen,
safe.
We hope Cece made it home.
Yeah, I don't
You
know
made it
anyone
home
who
safe,
listens.
Cece.
You don't know
So-
anybody that listens?
Yo, shout out to Bruno.
Hey.
Yeah, wherever you are, I'm thinking of you, mate.
You know, we did get a couple of new YouTube subscribers.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yippee! How many subscribers are we
We're
at?
doing all right. We're not doing too shabby.
Subscriber reveal. How many do we have?
Right. Let me find it. I go to my channel. Let's just see here. We are upgraded to a whopping 323 subscribers.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
323 real people.
Yeah, not
That's
one of them's
insane.
Mila. Not one of them is Mila, but fuck it.
No, I'm subscribed.
Oh yeah!
Yeah. I mean, I don't watch them.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
I just kind of peruse
That's all
and
right.
see if there's
You're
any
on the
comments,
list.
and then there's never
You're
comments,
on
so
the
I go,
list. That's all I
awesome.
care about. You're on the
Wait,
list.
how many subscribers?
323.
Including me?
I'd imagine. Do you subscribe to our podcast?
324?
On YouTube?
No.
Shout out to the 36 dicks, including me. 37.
Number 37.
See, if you were
I'm
here last
37.
week, if you were here last week, you would have been able to talk about it, but you weren't.
We're talking about it anyway.
This is true.
What do you mean by that?
That doesn't make sense. But we're talking about it now.
I'm like, oh no, I missed the conversation that I'm having right now about
right.
Clerks.
As if we weren't.
Oh no.
We do that a lot.
Yeah.
As I look at
Reminisce.
It's like
Yeah.
missing a Batman conversation around here.
Man, I can't wait to talk about the Tumblr again. Man, what are your thoughts on it?
Fuck the Tumblr. Well, let's move on.
Man, I love the Tumblr.
You know what we're
out
gonna
of
talk about
spite
real quick?
solely now.
Real quick. The Flash movie. The Flash movie looks fucking awesome.
It does look
Larry,
awesome.
if you're gonna have something bad to say, you can go fuck and eat a bag of dicks because that movie looks.
I just can't believe that Ezra Miller was able to get away with so many crimes,
Fuck
and then
him,
immediately
they them, whatever.
they go like, yeah, we should keep him on. And I go, this guy kidnapped people.
I have to say, there was one. I did see one idiot like online like quoted be like, "You'll forget all of his like transgressions when you know."
I'm like, he's beating people up.
No, I won't.
In the streets.
No, I don't care how good his performance was. I'm not going to forget any of the transgressions his nitwit did.
He has a menace.
Yes, absolute menace to society.
People.
Yeah, I'm not going to forget
He
anything this
kidnapped
idiot did.
like someone and then took them to a different country or something.
Fuck how good the performance is.
And I'm like, what the hell? What is going? Like, I'm watching the news.
He was a fucking menace to society. Anyway,
started a low-key cult or something.
The movie
but I will watch that movie, fuck's sakes.
I'm not watching it for Ezra Miller, that's for shit and sure. I am watching it for one reason and one reason only. That is the Batman of all Batmans, the only Batman that ever existed. 89, Michael Keaton, everyone else can fuck off.
Let's go. I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I hope that this gets, in all seriousness, going on those lines, I hope that the Batman in this, like, that they put enough in it that people want more, that they can do a Batman Beyond. Because I would fucking love to see.
People are really behind this movie. People really who have seen it really love this fucking movie. Like, they say it's really good. Like, they're like, it's one of the best superhero movies. Like, people are really getting behind this fucking movie.
Good. So here's the thing.
And that's something to say, especially for a DC movie.
Yeah. So I've been meaning I still haven't watched the newest or most recent whatever trailer. And every time I think about it, I'm like, oh shit, like I'll be looking at something on my phone and it like kind of pops. I'm like, oh, I want to see that. And I'm done with whatever I'm doing. Then I got to like get up or do something else. And then I completely fucking forget about it. And then I come in here and you're like, hey, have you seen the trailer? And I'm like, shit, no. Fuck,
and I've seen trailers.
I have not seen the trailer.
They show a little bit, a little more Bruce, a little more Batman. I don't want to see any more Batman in trailers. I don't want to see like all the fucking good parts. I don't want to. I want to be fucking surprised. I want to go there and see all of it in its glory.
I also hate when in trailers they show all the good parts, and that's
the movie.
it.
Yes.
And you're like, what? You mean the rest of it's trash?
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Right. Yeah, no shit.
You're like, wow, they put all of the good scenes
take that back.
in the ad.
You reel it back, Larry.
Both
you
Suicide.
Take that back.
Both Suicide Squad.
Stumbled his words. He stumbled.
They both sucked.
Don Amici. So. Stop this train right where it starts.
That's Carrion, by the way.
I know, I saw that.
Wait, what?
It's carrying on to the three geeky dads.
Hey.
It's fucking awesome.
Love those guys.
Those guys are awesome. They want us to come back on. Did you see?
That'd be so cool.
They want us to do another crossover episode, and they're special. We're not going to talk about it. Episode that they're doing. We can't talk about it on air.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It's for them.
Theoretically.
Well, no, they have a special thing that they're doing that we're not going to talk about because it's for them to discuss.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they want us to do another crossover episode. So
that'd be so cool.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're definitely down for that. Yeah. So the Flash movie looks fucking awesome. I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's definitely.
We haven't gone to see Guardians
of the Galaxy. I know.
Oh yeah, I think I'm going to see that in theaters soon.
Yeah, we need to all fucking pick a time to go.
Yeah. We should definitely talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So you and I will go together and
not her.
Fuck. Talk to the whole goddamn.
Oh no, she'll sit on your right side.
No.
I'll sit on your left.
No.
I'll sit right in the middle.
No. Fuck no. She can sit on Bruno's side and talk to Bruno through the whole movie.
Nice. Well, Bruno's got 2 young kids that talk now, so I'm sure he's used to it, right?
He's probably used to it.
You can sit on Bruno's side.
Wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
Wait, who are these people?
Who is Star-Lord? Star-Lord, man. Star-Lord.
Wait, why is there a tree? Why does he only say that?
Yeah, you can stay on Bruno's side. That makes sense.
I can't.
Yeah. We do have to watch that,
though.
though.
Pieces, but I can't, Larry. Don't make me do it.
It's yours.
Don't make me do it.
She belongs to you.
You can't make me.
She belongs to you.
All right, let's rate this. Does anybody else, anything else you want to say about Reservoir? This is your movie for the Let's anything else you want to add about Reservoir Dogs?
No, just at the end, they close this movie so fucking well. Again, the way that they're in the circle, right? So every time I watched it, I always go, wait a minute, but how did all 4 of them shoot how did all 4 of them get hit, right? Because Joe's got his gun at Tim Roth, right?
Yep.
Harvey Keitel's got his gun against Joe.
Yep.
Chris Penn's character, Nice Guy Eddie, has his gun against White. How does Nice Guy Eddie die?
Orange
has no gun.
True. Oh yeah, he used up both. Didn't he have 2 guns?
No, he had one that he used on Mr. Blonde.
Yeah.
So he has no bullets. He has no gun. He has no gun.
Superman's it. He throws it at him.
So think about it. He's on the ground. He's got no
It
gun.
can only be either white or orange.
No. It's Mr. Pink.
Oh my God! Wait, but wasn't he hiding in the corner?
He was hiding underneath the stairs. He shoots.
He shot him?
He shoots Nice Guy Yeti.
I missed that.
Because what does he have in his hand?
A gun.
No, the bag of fucking diamonds. He has the diamonds. Everybody's dead. In his mind, he's like, I'm fucking out of here.
Oh yeah, he doesn't even check to see if anyone's alive. He's like, I'm out of here.
Everybody's dead, literally. So he's like, I'm fucking out. So that's why when he goes out the garage, you hear, if you listen to it, you hear sirens and you hear a barrage of bullets outside. And that's to give you the indication that he's fucking dead too. So they're all dead. And that is such a fucking great way to end a movie. Who lives? No one.
Also, the fact that when like white and orange are having like their moment, it pans away slightly. So you hear there's like, put down the gun, and then you hear the first gunshot, and then the rest of the gunshots, and you know exactly what happened.
Yeah. So
I mean, we didn't even talk about the cinematography. Like,
God,
so I
Tarantino knows how to do cinematography. Oh my God,
he knows his lenses. He knows his.
He's a sucker for cinematography. And
there's 3 images or shots or angles, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that completely I absolutely love. One, you see this in the posters all the time, memes and everything. It's when Steve Buscemi's on the ground, he's pointing up at the guy's son, Harvey Keitel's pointing down at him. Great fucking shot.
Yeah.
My second favorite shot is when the camera is sitting and it's looking over the cop's shoulder, and it's right after Tim Roth's character shoots Michael Madsen, right? He shoots him dead. The camera is looking over the cop's shoulder because now he's talking to him because he recognizes Tim Roth from being a cop.
Yeah.
And so they're having their dialogue between them. That camera angle was really fucking good. And then the still sitting in the garage when Harvey Keitel's, he's like walking and it was almost like it looked like it was on a handheld camera. Like it was kind of like jumpy a little bit and it kind of like followed him around. I just thought that was just a really cool, it's almost like a guerrilla-esque shooting. But you're
also really
right.
good at that, Vince Gilligan. Did the Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul stuff. Their cinematography, their angles and the way that they changed.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? When they created they had a table or a calculator and they're filming through it, so they created like a
they do that all the time.
See-through version.
Yes.
Of like a calculator on a table. We get
or like a bucket from inside.
Fucking see through it on the way up, you know what I mean? You have people on top of it. That was just some crazy shit that they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even when they did some of the other stuff and like they're on top and like the cameras are above and they see the whole fucking apartment, like they did some crazy shit on those shows.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. So
True.
Love that stuff.
Yeah, you're right though. The cinematography, the image of that, it was really fucking good.
Really good. Really good. All right. Does that wrap it up for Reservoir Dogs?
Ratings.
All right, so let's give it our ratings. Larry, this is your show, so let's start with you.
5.
5 years? 5 what? What are we talking about?
5 years. 5 guns, 5 years. 5 diamonds, 5 bags of diamonds.
5 bags of
5 milkshakes that
Sorry,
fucking Mr. Blonde drinks. 5 whatever the fuck.
Whatever the fuck you want.
Fucking 5.
Mila?
5 of Madonna's big dicks.
There.
There it is. There it is.
Jesus.
I think I'd give 5 Madonna's big dicks as well.
Yeah. Fucking awesome. Give it a 1.5. Fucking
You're like, damn, this is crazy.
Fuck you! 1.5.
There he goes.
Fucking. Wait, where's the fucking. How the fuck? Oh, wait a minute. I gotta do the volume up. There we go.
To the
See you later.
entertainment rant.
And that's it. We're open. No,
Just play all of them.
Play all your buttons.
That's what I feel about fucking Reservoir Dogs, all right?
Yeah, right.
Trash.
My goddamn
F
Clerks
rating.
movie.
Bad movie.
That's how I feel about that shit.
Okay, now give us a real rating.
I'm gonna go 4.
For
Honestly. 4 for Reservoir Dogs. Honest 4. A good 4.
For what?
For what, though?
4. I don't know. What was our rating? 4.
Madonna's big dicks.
4 Madonna's big dicks. I love it. Absolutely. I'll go with that. Yeah, absolutely.
This is a great fucking
It's a
movie,
great
man.
fucking flick.
Yeah.
And you know what? like you had said last week with Clerks being a movie you have to watch, regardless if you like it or not.
Yeah.
Like Clerks, you have to.
It's a seminal movie. Like, you have to see this movie.
I feel Reservoir
If you
Dogs
want to
right there, too.
study cinema, you want to study like that kind of movie that hits into the zeitgeist, that hits into that people like, you fucking go, how have you not seen this movie? It plays on so many things, like you said, the cinematography, a study on dialogue, how to jump around in a film, to put a film together that's not just linear.
Yeah.
Like, it creates in so many different ways. You know what I mean? There's so many different aspects of how to make a film and how to make an awesome film. Yeah. This is one of those things you can study in and out. You know what I mean? That's not to say every one of his movies does that, but this is definitely one that does.
Yeah.
For me. For me.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I think even more so, and I love Pulp Fiction, but I would say this one even more so than Pulp Fiction. I love me some Pulp Fiction, but I think this one more of a study than Pulp Fiction. That's me. There it is.
There it is.
All right.
Good rant.
Good rant, everybody. All right. Thank you, Mila.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
Bruno, hopefully we'll see you next week. We miss you.
Miss you.
Everybody else, thank you for listening. Let us know what you thought of the episode, and let us know what you think of Reservoir Dogs. Where do you put it in your list of top 5? Where do you put it in the list of your Quentin Tarantino movies? Drop us a line at entertainmentrants.com. Hit us up on social media at entertainmentrants.com. And, we'll see you next week with Mila's pick. We're not going to tell you what it is. You'll find out next week. Yes?
Yeah.
So what the hell are we going to go out there and do, everybody?
Rant,
I suppose.
We'll talk it up. Fuck, why not?